Welcome to Kumba Software DPAA tutorials. This tutorial is about updating crypto identification credentials in an easy way from any given source, really. It gives you the most common sources that you would use. So let's take a look at where we are. So I've already opened up DPAA. I've selected a couple of appliances. I've selected a domain. You could update many domains, but generally speaking, I would suspect the certificate and keys that are associated with a crypto identification credential would probably belong in the same domain with that cross appliances, but you're not limited to that. We've also gone to the Objects tab and we've selected the Crypto Identification Credential object type and we've searched and sorted by name. Now you see quite a number of crypto ID creds that are down here, and that's because of their certificates had expired. And so what we want to do is go about updating the crypto identification credentials in an easy way and show you how you do it in DPAA. So I've selected this pair of them, which is basically the same ID cred across different appliances, and I'm going to select the hamburger menu here. And I've got Update Crypto ID Cred and Key. And what I want to do is I want to certain key, and I want to select Update Certificate from an onboard file. In other words, what I've already done is I've already uploaded and updated certificate and key pair to the appliance in the domain I've selected or domains I've selected. And I want to now update this identification credential with those newly uploaded files. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to get a wizard, and in the drop-down, I'm going to get the opportunity to find the matching certificate. Now, the way we've done it here is we just get everything matched up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go select this certificate that I know is the certificate that I'm using for this crypto identification credential. Now, DPAA assumes that when you're uploading a raw CER, you don't need a password for it. But if you do, for whatever reason, which is rare when you're uploading a raw CER CRT type file, or even if it's in PEM format, all of them PEM format, I can use a password. I can put in a password. And if I selected a P7B, a PFX, a P12, then yes, I would need a password, and DPAA would assume that for you. But in this case, I don't need to do it. So I'm ready to go. I've selected the certificate. I've selected Finish. It updated and changed the name of the certificate associated. So there's a certificate object associated with a crypto identification credential, and it updated the file name referenced by that certificate to the onboard file name that I have. So now I want to go update the key. So I'm going to select the menu again. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select Update Key from the onboard file. And in the same way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to locate my file down here. I'm going to select the PEM file, which is the matching key file. And in this case, DPAA assumes you need a password. So I'm going to type that password in, if I can remember what it is. And then we're going ahead and select Finish. Now, if you have a passwordless PEM, you can turn this off. It's not required. But one of the things the DPAA will do is it will smartly update that password. So this is a case where we're updating two things. We're updating the key object associated with the crypto identification credential, and we're updating the password for the crypto key. And that means that DPAA has looked at that key configuration and is saying, hello there, that is a regular password, and I'm going to update the password field. And if you were using a password alias, it would actually update the password for the password alias and not the key object itself. If you have both associated, it's going to do the same thing DataPower will do. That is, it's going to assume that the password alias will prevail if you have them both set. And so DPAA will still set the password alias over the password under that situation. And so now we've updated this crypto ID cred. Now, another way to do it is I'll select this other one down here, and this time I'm going to use the right mouse click because that pops the menu up a little bit closer to you. And I'm going to update the certificate of this one from an external file. So I'm going to select this, and I get a wizard that looks a little bit different, and I'm going to select the option to go hunt down that file. And I've pre-navigated to here, but you need to navigate to the location where you have the certificate in the key file located. I'm going to select the certificate file, and I'm going to select Open. Now, this is where you get some more choices. DPAA assumes you're uploading to the cert directory within the domain you have selected here, within those appliances. That's a fairly safe assumption. You can drop this down and you can select other locations. It also takes the file name that you have selected over there, and it actually puts that file name into this box here. So this file name is located into this box by default. You can always type a new name here. Again, you have the option to use a password, and in this case, I don't need to, so I'm going to go ahead and select OK. And DPAA then uploads the file, uploads it to the directory, which in my case was CERT, and using the file name that I had selected, which I didn't change. I could have changed it, but it used the file name that I selected and changed the name of the certificate associated with that identification credential to reference that file. And now we're partway there. I'm going to go ahead and use my right mouse click again to update the key from an external file. And in very similar fashion, I'm going to go select that key file. I'm going to select open. I get the defaults. I'll need a password for this. And again, this is optional. You always have the power to turn that off. I select finish, and it does again. It uploads the files, it changes the file name to reference that, and then it sets the password as needed in its smart way. So now I'm done. So what I'm going to do, it's kind of to show you what this looks like. I'm going to type in a search expression here. And we're going to type in, and that kind of limits it down to the objects we just updated. So one of the things you see here is I've got some different files here. An update has occurred here in the key and certificate objects. You see that? So these certificate objects are modified. These key objects are modified. The crypto identification credential itself has not been modified. So the crypto identification credentials don't look modified, and that's because we hadn't modified them. DPAA has modified the objects associated with those crypto identification credentials for you, again, across the multiple appliances and maybe domains that you have selected. Note too, the DPAA is indicating to you over here that since we have modified objects, they have not been persisted to the persistent state yet. And again, in DPAA, that's as simple as clicking this button to get all of those domains and appliances updated and their configuration saved. If I go ahead and search again here, you'll see that now all my objects are enabled and up, and they are no longer modified. So it's just as easy as that. And once you get into the role of this, you can update crypto identification credentials very, very quickly. And again, you get several sources. You can also update to a PFX or PFB, but those cases, it will want you to always enter a password for both the cert and the key. And again, it has the smart update for whether or not you're updating the password or a password alias associated with the crypto keys and or certificates associated with the identification credentials you are updating. So that's just about it. If you need any other information or want to talk to us, go out to www.kumbasoft.com. Go to the contact us link, put your information in, and somebody from Kumbasoft will get back to you. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.